this chapter of One Piece was pretty much a information overload of the progression in the new world and with the Charlotte family in particular. Let's start off with the cover page. I like the fact we got Bert Hancock and the rest of the. If you look in the background, most of the warriors at Amazon Lily. Look at the massive poster of Luffy's battle poster with Sanji. I'm actually having a couple of flashbacks. Number one to where he's trying to get the cuffs off. Ranger saying no such luck, you can't do it, you can't force them off on us. So once again, you see some concern in Reiju. Once again, Oda tweaking with her character a little bit, and then we come to find out there's another flashback that Sanji has, and that's like where it hits Sanji the most, and that's the conversation he has with Zev when he was a kid, back was on the Baratier. Zev basically saying, "Oh, hands aren't meant for fighting; these precious hands are meant for cooking." That's where Sanji pretty much loses it because he knows he's coming to terms with the realization of the situation he's in, and this is where really the Enies Lobby rescue Sanji mission begins. Because we see Sanji he's usually calm, but he's yelling out "God damn it" because he knows he's fucked. He can't do anything. Back to where I believe where Pudding is, and we do get to see Pudding. But first of all, we see the newspapers about covering the whole thing about Jinbei, or covering up if you want to call it that, because trying to make up like Jinbei was a coward. He confronted Big Mom. And then the last time we saw Jinbei, he was playing the roulette game with Big Mom. It obviously landed on something, and for whatever reason, Big Mom is covering up for the fact, trying to make it seem like it's a coward. Although Brooke calls that, and instantly we all know Jinbei is no coward. If you watch Marineford, you already know. And so this basically puts the question of where is Jinbei right now. That could be a huge plot twist as well. We see Brooke and Pedro going around Sweet City. They see the newspaper as well, and then they kind of like spying on get to see Tamago with Pudding, and Brooke and Pedro are aware of this, and then making the observation that Pudding should be with the Straw Hats right now. Although it looks like Tamago is purposely holding up Pudding, because if you notice in the background, some of the objects are alive, and we know that's Big Mom's doing, so they may be connected, and they're connected to Big Mom, and that may also explain the fast information that Big Mom is getting, because Big Mom was already aware that the Straw Hats were here before. We assume that Pudding was the one who betrayed him. I'm not too sure about that now, because it looks like the info is being spread to Big Mom instantly. And on top of that, she has the Bowie posters, and even she has the fact that she had Carrot and Pedro under watch as well. So she knows pretty much what's going on. The one thing she mentions out, by the way, is she does confirm the fact that she indeed has met Sanji, and there'll be no reason to lie right now, because the Straw Hats are there in Seduction Wood. So if she really was, and I may have jumped the gun when I said Pudding was definitely going to betray him, but if Pudding wanted to betray him, there would be no need to say she met Sanji. So yeah, there has to be truth to that, and that may also explain the character a little bit. In the same way, I'm starting to think that Raju's character is going to be a little bit different than the rest of the Vince Moves, and I'll get into that before I end this review. But then we come to we go to the northeastern part of Whole Cake Island, and then we get to see Capone and what we thought is the lookalike of Lola ends up being Charlotte Shiffon, and we actually had to find out that Capone is not only working under Big Mom, but she's also married into the family. So that's kind of interesting. Not only that, they apparently have a son goes by the name of Capone Gang Pets, which I think is kind of a weird name to give your son, especially considering the fact he's already smoking a cigar. So that's total Capone though. But It's kind of funny. And then we get to see Peckham's, and then we see him. Well, we see Peckham's against the edge of a cliff, and we see the sea of sharks, and then we see Capone with a gun, total mafia style, and says, "Any last words?" And then probably the worst thing Peckham's could have said is, "You are underestimating Mama too much." So I find that suspicious. Is Capone looking to do something to Big Mom? Gets shot, and he does fall into the water, so that could be a problem. Although we've seen Jack fall into the water back in Zoe, and turned out he was a fishman. I'm not saying obviously Peckham's is a fishman because he's a mink, but you get my point. Just because he's a devil fruit, the one we don't see him dying at all. So, and if Jinbei is around, he could do something to help out. So, we'll have to wait and see. I don't think Peckham's is dead. Surely not yet. Anyway, and that's where we find Big Mom talking to Caesar about the whole research experiments he's been conducted on Punk Hazard. And we come to find out two important things. Number one, Big Mama gave him the funds so he can make the drugs that gigantify the kids he was experimenting on. Although that shit didn't work, so that's the reason why Big Mom wanted that for her family, so she can make the whole family the same size, which is kind of weird. Which also may imply Big Mom's food cravings as well, because if you remember, the kids were going absolutely nuts with the the candy drug. So I wonder if there's a connection there. Probably. But we also come to find out that Big Mom has a blueprint of the SAD factory in Punk Hazard and made it out of cake or candy, I'm supposing. Because it's kind of funny. And we also kind of found out that Caesar, he knew he couldn't do it. It's impossible to have like the drug experiment on kids without having any type of side effects. I think probably this might be a way of setting up the fact that maybe Vegapunk will come up with something, because remember, Tashigi and Smoker are going to see Vegapunk, so they can fix the kids up. So maybe we'll get something there, maybe not. Who knows? And then we'll come to find out that Caesar has 2 weeks to get the drug ready, even though Caesar knows he can't do it. It seems impossible. I also kind of find out that he used the research funds for apparently chicks and booze, which is not a bad combo, but so he's pretty much screwed. And then we get another introduction of a Charlotte family member. The eldest son goes by the name of Perispero, and he had the lick fruit, who can turn anybody into a candy. So not only that, but he has Caesar's heart as well. So that could be a problem for Caesar, who has 2 weeks to get the job done. Although he already knows he can't do it. So, plus he tried to sell out Law and Luffy by saying, "Oh, they're to blame for slicing up the SAD factory," which is technically true. I mean, Law did that, but I mean, Caesar was begging the Straw Hats not to let the Mom that subordinates catch her in the first place. But remember that whole shit with Shanji? Oh, please, they're gonna kill me. So yeah, kind of ratting him out, Luffy, and we come to find out is indeed encountered the giant, and that was totally predictable. I knew that was coming. Also, if you notice, the giant has the spear taken out of him, so that could also imply that Luffy took the spear out of him. The one that Randolph threw when he was trying to attack Carrot and Nami. So now Luffy has the multiple fakes, Straw Hats, and apparently that's all of them. So I'm wondering if if the giant pointed Luffy in the right direction, or if he grabbed them all anyway by himself. So anyway, that's a plot device to separate Luffy. And I think I know why. I mean, I've been saying this multiple chapters, but I think this is going to be where Nami gets a one-on-one fight with Mine and Bru'lee. I hope, because it's been a long-ass time since we've seen Nami in a one-on-one fight. I think previously was Eni's Lobby. And before that, I think it was Alabasta as well. I could be wrong, but because we know Madame Bru'lee has some type of witchcraft ability, I'm assuming, and she can use that to separate Nami from Carrot and Chopper. that means it's a one-on-one fight, and I hope this happens because it means Nami gets the chance to shine. Out of all the Straw Hats, I don't think she's that much time. She's had a moment since she had a but I'm saying like in chance to fight one-on-one, she hasn't really had that much of a chance to fight by herself. Not since the time skip at least. So hopefully we get to see Nami do that and put in the work, because I've said this multiple times. She's the most investedly emoted out of the entire Straw Hats. Not to say the rest aren't, but Oda's shown it that way. So I hope Nami gets a chance to shine. On top of that, Reiju's character being tweaked even more. I'm still going by what I said. She may not be a Straw Hat by the end, but there's definitely something up with her character. To the point where she could be an ally. So something else happened in that flashback. You know where last chapter she was kind of in the flashback with Sanji, she was kind of laughing at him, but after that she was kind of like praising him. And if you remember when we first got introduced to Reiju and Yanji, she kind of, the first thing she did when we got introduced, she kicked Yanji and said, "Oh, sorry for my younger brother's ill manners towards the Straw Hats." Oda's trying to redeem her character for the fact that she was the one who put the. Know what you guys think? Honestly, great chapter. The load of information we got, information overload, and that's probably one of the best parts about One Piece. I like when you get the new world building. Link down below. That's going to do for a review. Like it if you appreciate that. Comment, rate, subscribe as always. Catch you guys for more One Piece.